Welcome back. So on that last one, you've seen us install the clutch delay valve on this M54 drift car here. It's a stock trans, stock engine. Now we're working on the rest of the project. I'm doing the plumbing, so we'll run you through what we're doing and a few things that might help people out. Probably the biggest thing we're doing here that's really nice for an M54 is the standard M54 inlet manifold. Sucks to work on. So this is an M50 one, and seems legit. Make this bracket so we can bolt our M54 throttle body on, so that's super handy. One other nice thing is we've modified this fuel rail slightly. We're going to use the factory fuel rail, but seems legit. Also supply these little lock rings to go on there. So this stops the injector falling in this hole, because essentially there's nothing stopping that injector, so these are super critical if anyone's doing that. We've converted this as a fresh produce plate here, converted these to -16, which is -16 is what we normally run. Corey's also welded -16 fittings on here, and then this expansion tank we're using some of the factory pickup ports to pick up those. So hopefully this has got a CSF radiator. Hopefully we have no issues at all with that. We have gone for the some of these cars we don't have oil coolers on, and we've noticed some pretty outrageous oil temperatures, to be honest. We haven't broken a motor that we know of yet, but definitely we got some data to say it's definitely not good. So we've gone for a decent Koyo oil cooler that's fairly large. We've gone for this placement since we think it looks pretty cool, and I mean, probably will get a bit of heat transfer into that cooler, but it's probably only going to be 10 or 12 pounds of boost in this motor. We're going to keep it together for them. One other thing we've done is with this manifold, there's not a lot of places to pick up manifold pressure, so we've drilled and tapped these out. They're drilled and tapped to 1/8 MPT. Then we put these fittings on. One thing I like to do personally is I like to have the fuel pressure regulator, and the map sensor is going to be going here. A little block there. I like to mount my sensors. Off the actual engine, so it's out of the vibration. So we've got this sensor block here, so that's going to be a map sensor and oil pressure. The fuel pressure regs down here, and I think you'll be able to see there. We've actually got that mounted on rubber on the engine mount, so that's pretty sweet. So there should be no vibrations on anything. The fuel pressure sensor is going down there on the reg, but one thing I'd have done is the map sensor, fuel pressure regulator, same fitting. So I like to keep those together. And then this is just how we're doing our boost control. So we've got our MAC valve here. These two are boost control. So that one's pressure down to the wastegate, the front port to push the diaphragm open. And then this one's to the MAC valve to control, for boost control. So yeah, it's come up pretty good. Basically there with all the plumbing, we do have, this fitting's not for this, but basically we've got an oil cooler hat coming, which I'll show you once we get that. We'll get that installed. It's kind of the most budget friendly way of putting an oil cooler on one of these cars. There's a few other pretty cool options, but that option is definitely like cost effective, works pretty sweet. That's what we're trying to get here. So that's done. Corey's finished all the fab. We are going for the R8 coils, but the engine harness will be a whole another video. So for now, we're going to get these rails in, hook them up, show you underneath what we've done there. Then probably do a whole nother video on the fuel system. So yeah, should be pretty sick. This thing should stay nice and cool. Oil temp should be able to keep under control, and looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, get these injectors in, get the rails in, hook those fuel lines up, and we can call this just about done for plumbing. Pretty happy. Get on to the next one. Right on. So you're saying that fuel rail's super easy to install on these. One thing I didn't mention is we're using some fuel injector clinic. It's a Bosch injector, just like most of the injector companies, but it does come with some really good information. So we've got our dead times, and here's the flow, and they actually flow match all their injectors. So yeah, pretty sweet. Pretty stoked to have them on board for this year. So thanks, Fuel Injector Clinic. Hell yeah. So yeah, we'll wait. That part should be in for the oil cooler. Get that on and call this engine bay good.